And on the biggest story tonight, the Mansukh Hiren murder. The story of how a killer cop, who was once the darling of the Lutyens media. The NIA has said on record that Pradeep Sharma, the encounter cop Pradeep Sharma, was the main conspirator in the Mansukh Hiren murder case. The NIA has said on record that Sachin Vaze paid Pradeep Sharma to kill Mansukh Hiren. Believe it or not, the murder plot was hatched inside the police commissioner's office compound in Mumbai when Param Singh was the police commissioner. Pradeep Sharma is the main conspirator, according to the NIA, in the Mansukh Hiren murder case. And there are more startling details coming out. It appears now that Sachin Vaze, once the darling of the Lutyens media used to target Republic TV, paid Pradeep Sharma 45 lakh rupees to kill Mansukh Hiren. 45 lakh rupees to kill Mansukh Hiren is what the NIA has said. And ladies and gentlemen, he's nothing but a killer cop. The killer cop who was tasked to target Arnab fabricated cases against Republic TV, arrested Arnab, went with 100 armed policemen, plotted fake cases against Republic, the architect of the TRP fake case. And it appears that Sachin Vaze killed Mansukh Hiren. Didn't just kill Mansukh Hiren, he used Mansukh Hiren. He used Mansukh Hiren until Mansukh Hiren was useful, used his car, and then ordered the murder of Mansukh Hiren. He paid Pradeep Sharma 45 lakh rupees for the murder, and more details are tumbling out, and Republic TV is piecing together the entire murder plot. The story that no channel across India will have the courage to report on, because they used Param Singh, they used Sachin Vaze, and some more questions arise this evening. If it was hatched inside Param Singh's office, if the murder was plotted inside Param Singh's office compound, as per the NIA, did he really not know? It appears Vaze called Pradeep Sharma, the encounter cop, to Param Singh's office to plan the murder of Mansukh Hiren. And Param Singh was the Mumbai police commissioner who was tasked with targeting Republic. He gave Vaze the responsibility to take charge of attacking Republic. And believe it or not, when the murder took place in 2021, all the meetings, according to the NIA, were held inside Param Singh's office. So we have some questions this evening. Let's go straight to the questions. Was there a meeting inside Param Singh's office on the murder of Mansukh Hiren? Because Vaze was Param Singh's right-hand man. How did that meeting happen? Was that meeting probed? If the charge sheet mentions this meeting, how is it not the focus today? How is it that nobody is talking about whether Param Singh knew or whether he was a part of the plot? No one's even talking about it. Did NIA question Param Singh on the murder meeting in his office premises? Was he questioned on it? Some of the valid questions that arise on the biggest story tonight. Who decided to hand over the explosives case from the police to the CIU? There is a political cover-up in this particular case. Why was Param Singh giving cover to Sachin Vaze? There are a series of comments that were made, and Republic TV is tracking the story that no channel will tell you. No channel will even report about this. Let me go across to Shavan sir. I want to bring in Shavan. I have Shavan, I have Alicia, and I have Subhash Jha also joining us. A story that nobody will report on. Shavan, I want to come to you first. I'll go across and get you the pictures one after the other. The pictures one after the other of how a murder was plotted in India's financial capital by the people who were tasked with the law and order of India's financial capital. The most powerful people. There are political hands at play, and nobody talks about it. Not a single channel. Shavan, I'll come to you. What does today's revelation mean in this case? Shavan.
Well, only one takeaway, if I may say so, Niranjan, that is the role of the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Param Singh. The reason being is that in the charge sheet, in the annex section, there is a mention of a secret meeting. This is a statement that was recorded by the National Investigation of a man who's considered to be extremely close to Sachin Vaze. In fact, he is the one who's spilling the beans by saying that there was a meeting that took place inside the Mumbai police headquarters And who were present, who was there in attendance? That was former encounter specialist Pradeep Sharma. Secondly, the CIU head, that is Sachin, Vaze. And when this meeting was actually taking place, not a single person was actually allowed to enter. Now, what's important to point out here is the timing of this meeting and the date when this meeting actually took place. This was just days before Mansukh Hiren was allegedly murdered. And this was at the behest of whom? Pradeep Sharma and Sachin Vaze. Now, what happens today? The twist that has taken place, that is a financial transaction that has taken place between Sachin Vaze and Pradeep Sharma, and that exchange of money takes place inside the Mumbai police headquarters. Once again, the question that one needs to ask, something that perhaps everyone has forgotten, is perhaps the role of Param himself. And let me just put this into perspective. We are talking about multiple evidence that is mounting by every single day. That is, you're talking about CCTV footage which only goes on to indicate that on the day when Mansukh Hiren had suddenly disappeared, you saw in the CCTV camera Sachin Vaze exiting from the Mumbai police headquarters. He goes towards the VT station, boards a train towards Thane, and that's where Mansukh Hiren was actually killed. His body was found in a creek, and perhaps had it not been because of the high tide day, even the body, it would have been very difficult to recover. Something that they were perhaps aware, or it was part of that entire planning. The fact of the matter here is that how is it possible that all of this is happening while Sachin Vaze is heading the CIU? One. Second, when Mumbai Police Commissioner, former Mumbai Police Commissioner, was actually there when all of this was happening. Not to forget the luxury cars that were being brought right inside the Mumbai police headquarters. We are talking about an inspector rank officer who brings in luxury cars. No one even notices, no one red flags this entire matter. There are several such, bigger questions that one needs to ask at this point in time. How is it really possible that this is a case which was purely considered, in the initial stages, purely considered to be a terror-linked case? If that was the matter, then how was it that this case was given to the CIU for investigation and not the Maharashtra Anti-Terrorist Squad? That's the basic question one needs to ask. Was this some sort of a cover-up? Was this, some sort of a help that was provided by the former Mumbai Police Commissioner to Sachin Vaze, the man who was responsible for reinstating Sachin Vaze? So these are certain questions that perhaps one needs to look into, and more importantly, what the NIA needs to really look into. And why is it that he hasn't been called in for questioning once again?
Yeah.
If they have this kind of evidence, perhaps anyone will raise this question as to how exactly are we giving some sort of a clean sheet to the former Mumbai Police Commissioner?
Yeah. Shravan, I have a few videos. I want to play out the videos before I go across to Subhash Jha, and Alisha is joining us. So many ironies this evening, Subhash Jha. First of all, Shravan is back from Ukraine. He's live in Delhi. Alisha was in Mumbai, then went to Delhi. She's in Ukraine this evening. And all of us here in the studio speaking on a story we've been tracking so closely. But I want to play out the videos first. I'll show you the videos and then I'll go across and get Subhash Jha's reaction. Subhash Jha knows the story very well. Look at this. That is Sachin Vaze, once the darling of the Latvian media, once the darling of all political leaders ruling in Maharashtra. They called him the super cop. Super cop because he targeted Republic, managed to arrest Arnav, managed to give Republic a hard time, wanted to finish off Republic. But this murderer cop, killer cop, seen in this video with Mansukh Hiren sitting in the side. Look at this video. Mansukh's body retrieved from a river outside Mumbai, just outside Mumbai. That's his body. We have all the videos on Republic TV. We never forgive, we never forget. We have everything in our archives. It's ingrained. I'm going to play the videos one after the other. Let's play the next video available with us. The next video, look at that. This CCTV footage showing Mansukh Hiren, the man who was murdered, used by Sachin Vaze, used by the police, getting into a car owned by Sachin Vaze. Sachin Vaze at the wheels, that's a black Mercedes. Mansukh Hiren gets inside the car, sits inside the car, perhaps hours before he was bumped off. Hours before he was bumped off. No other channel will show you these videos. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you the next video. The next video of how Sachin Vaze, the killer cop on hire, was taken to different crime scenes. Taken to different crime scenes to recreate the crime scenes in this particular footage on your screen right now. He was taken to one of the locations This was not not the location where the body was found, but where all the electronic evidence was dumped by Sachin Vaze and his gang of killers. Let me go to the next video available with Republic TV. That stitching the plot this evening. Video of Sachin Vaze made to recreate that walk outside Mukesh Ambani's residence where explosives were laid. Now, there are many videos, hundreds of them, but I want to get in Subhash Jha first. Subhash Jha gave
Yes,
45
Niranjan,
lakh rupees. Gave 45 lakh rupees in Pradeep Sharma's hand to kill Mansukh Hiren, and we are hearing this meeting took place in Param Singh's office.
Niranjan, not only 45 lakhs rupees appears to have been paid by Vaze to Pradeep Sharma, but the entire plot, the entire conspiracy seems to have been hatched inside the office of the Commissioner of Police. Now, I really wonder whether this was the office of the Commissioner of Police, which is supposed to conduct investigation, or it was an office of some criminals or den of some criminals who were out to commit offenses one after the other. Now, look at this case. Now, conspiracy of a murder is hatched in the office of the Commissioner of Police. Expensive vehicles are being brought. Money is shared in the office of Commissioner of Police. Now, the question is 45 lakhs rupees is a huge amount of cash. So from where does he get that 45 lakhs of rupees? There are several loose ends which are required to be perhaps investigated. And I'm sure NIA has not completed as yet their investigation. Find out roles of others also, because this cannot be an offense of such a magnitude cannot be possibly committed by two people. Now, Santosh Shelar and Anand Jadhav are claimed to be the persons who committed the offense. Now, at whose instance? At the behest of Vaze paying to Pradeep Sharma, and then Pradeep Sharma contacting these two people, possibly. So therefore, the case is restricted only to these four persons. What about roles of others? If Param Singh was involved, or if the offense takes place when Param Singh was at the helm of affairs, he was the Commissioner of Police. The question is, can he shirk his responsibility? Can he claim ignorance? Or is it the part of investigation that no role of Param Singh had surfaced, or role of other police personnel or other individuals which had come to light because NIA has also been investigating the case close to about 10 months or so. So therefore, is it their case that in 10 months they could not unearth several loose ends which seems to have been left in the investigation as yet, because the charge sheet has been filed, and charge sheet is filed only after completion of investigation. So first stage of investigation is over. What about the second stage of investigation? What is bothering me, Niranjan, is this, that look at this Mansukh Hiren case, murder case. Look at Republic case. These two cases are enough indication to give an impression or to bring it to the notice of public at large that the office of the Commissioner of Police, or Mumbai Police, or for that matter, Maharashtra Police, perhaps is at the lowest ebb. They need to really ponder over and think that, is this the police force which was compared next to Scotland Yard? Is this Scotland Yard police, which itself is perhaps out to commit offenses one after the other at regular intervals? So all these factors are required to be looked into, are investigated thoroughly, and all those who have committed the crime, various crimes, don't investigate only this crime. If NIA stumbles upon something much more, they must investigate that also. Why should it be restricted only to this particular angle? Find out what has been happening in the office of Commissioner of Police. How many more offenses have been committed? And I'm sure I have myself several information. Please come and ask me. I will give you information of what has been happening in the office of the Commissioner of Police in the recent past.
Let me get into what
all these are.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you there. I think there's a delay. But
Niranjan,
yeah.
all these factors are required to be investigated and gone into.
I want to get in Alisha as well. Alisha is also joining us. You know, ironically for Sachin Vaze, he tried to fix Republic, he tried to target Republic, and there is an iconic picture where Param Singh is awarding Sachin Vaze. For all the good deeds of targeting Republic, trying to target Arnab in a fake case, and Alisha, you've been covering this story. For someone who, and there are so many people, not just one case, not just Mansukh Hiren case, not just Republic, not just, so many people have come forward. In fact, even in, somebody who was live on Republic TV who suffered under Param Singh and Sachin Vaze said that they had to go to the police compound, hand a bag of notes and keep the cash inside a car in the police commissioner's compound. Shravan will know that story. Alisha?
Well, yes, Niranjan, because it is, someone has rightly said that karma has its way back, and it's all started from 25th of February when the explosive laden vehicle that was placed outside Antalya, and the police has started with their investigation. And importantly, Sachin Vaze, who was called to the NIA office on 13th of March 2021, he was questioned there. He was questioned for around 10 hours, 10 to 11 hours he was questioned, and NIA placed him under arrest at around 11:58 p.m. in the night. We remember that we were reporting live from outside the NIA office when Sachin Vaze was arrested, and after that even Pradeep Sharma was called, because there were phone calls that has came into the record before the NIA, and even Sachin Vaze was taken to the many places. They have even created a recreation of the very incident, and also Sachin Vaze was taken to the Mithi river where he has thrown all those evidence, the important electronic evidence. And after that, on 17th of June, when Pradeep Sharma was arrested by the NIA, the National Investigation Agency, he was called twice by the NIA. He was questioned, and some of the evidence that has surfaced before the NIA that has clearly stated that Pradeep Sharma was the main conspirator, and this has now also has mentioned in an affidavit that is filed by the National Investigation Agency. Let me put things into perspective, because this is a bail application that was filed by Pradeep Sharma, and Bombay High Court has asked NIA to file the affidavit on this, to file a reply. Whereas NIA today has opposed the bail application, clearly stating Pradeep Sharma is the main conspirator, and if he has been given, if he is granted the bail, then he may tamper the evidence, because he was a very influential crop.
Both Sachin Vaze and Pradeep Sharma have a political background. Not getting into that much, have to take a short break now. Before I take that break, Subhashya, Shravan and Alisha, thank you for joining us. A few more videos I want to show just before I take you to a short break and back with some more content. That's Mansukh Hiren sitting with Sachin Vaze days before he was murdered. Bumped off. Some more videos. Let's play out the videos. Mansukh's body being recovered from a river. A few days later, Sachin Vaze picking up Mansukh Hiren in a car, perhaps hours before he was killed. And that's Sachin Vaze being taken to a scene to recreate one of the crime scenes where digital evidence was destroyed. Let's show you some more videos. That's video of Sachin Vaze being taken to the Ambani residence to recreate the day when he parked a car laden with explosives, tried to walk with a long kurta, thought he'd get away but did not. Video of how a black Mercedes belonging to Sachin Vaze was found, taken to the NIA office. Cash was found. Cash counting machines were found. And that's the same green Scorpio that was parked at the Ambani house that was also used on the day that Arnab was arrested. It's a story that nobody is talking about. Nobody has the courage to even report it. Taking a short break here on Republic TV. The other big story